I'll show y'all what I see now in the dark. That is a Bradford pear stump. Those things are, you can cut them off, but unless you completely get rid of them, I'll show you a little bit what this thing will do too. You just rip that stump slap up. See it? And I'm going to show you some stuff that this thing will do. I'm going to do it in the dark too. Obviously, if you cut it to the ground, you're right there, I'm extended all the way back right there. So to get it at the ground, I would have to reach all the way out like I am right now. You see that? So that puts me with my boom all the way out. I have no leverage right there. And that would be, that would not be good to cut one like that, reaching, extend out that far. But this is what I can do right here. Watch this. I'm gonna tilt the camera back. Now this will go hand in hand with my tree work. And see, in the dark, in a storm situation, I can see just fine right here too. I can see my boom and everything. So I can come up anywhere up in here that I want. I can even go, I can go a lot higher than this. I can go on up, all the way up. I'm probably about, it's gonna be 18 feet or so right there, right now. I could grab that tree. Let me see what I'm seeing right there with the camera. I can grab that tree all the way up there. Now that's a pretty decent sized pine. I'm not gonna go quite that high. We'll just do it right here is what we'll do. Let's grab it right here. Make sure y'all can see it. So I'm gonna close that gravel. Gravel's down. All right, here we go. See it? And then I can take and just kind of block it up if I want to. See? So I could pull up and I could take limbs out. Yeah, just a multitude of different things. I'll get this one over here. Because I want to open this area just a little bit more than what it is. It's a little bit too crowded over here now with these trees, the way that they're growing. And then you can just take it and stick it right in the chipper. So basically you're running, you know, just like a Merlot or a Magni, Cinnabogin, anything like that. You just don't have the reach that one of those machines have. And see, I can see the saw fine, just really good right there with that. So what I'm gonna do with all this, I'll just pile it up and burn it. I'm just doing this mainly for the video purposes. And I can see out my left over here really nice. See, there's a chipper sitting right there. And then over here out this side, and then back behind me too. I can see really good. So in a storm situation, man, or something you're working, guys, you could just roll up in there by yourself and just go to town. And the way I've got the lights done on it now, it's illuminated all the way around the machine, so I'm basically like a big light tower, if you will. And I can work. Well, let me see here. I'll go ahead and cut this on down. But see, I can bring them down to about, I don't know, 7-8 foot, and then you just bob them off with a chainsaw or whatever you want to do. Like a if you're working a Bradford pear, you know, you all see me work Bradford pears where I just see it's through it right there. The way this thing works, the way the grapple works, they've got a valve that's in the bottom, in the center right there, under the collector or the rotator manifold. That's what I call it. They call it, their technical name is collector, but it's rotator manifold. What that thing does is when you hit the saw button to saw, it locks those cylinders out where they're locked closed. I'll go ahead and get this one right here too. And keep in mind my dang chipper's sitting right there too. So I didn't cut all the way through that and I just bring it on out. I don't know if y'all can see that one or not. Dang, I didn't have the camera sitting right, but I don't think. I'll get it right here. You can see it when it shocks, when it cuts through and hits. Look at them growth rings on that tree. They're crazy. A little bit different than the feel of a dangle head, or like a mech type. Well, you see that bar and chain oil coming off that thing. Man, like this right here. If you were doing clearing, and you were clearing, say, pine plantations, like when I was clearing Blake's place last year, oh God, this thing would have been so gravy to work through all of his stuff over there and chop it up. It would have made it a lot better for me trying to burn that stuff like I did. When it hangs like that, when you got a bunch in there hanging, you see all that darn bar and chain oil floating through the air. So like I can back up a little bit more. I could actually turn the head like this right here too. I've got the camera mounted on my foot control right there, so it's kind of moving a little bit. But you can grab like this. You just got to watch the inside of your boom so that you don't run the stem up. So like I'm gonna grab it right here. All right, let's see, let me go on up a little bit further. See, I cut all the way through it right there. Cut like this, I mean, it doesn't matter. This darn thing right here, man, is just, it's just killer. I mean, it's really unstoppable as far as whatever you want to do with it. I'll go ahead and get another piece out of this one over here too. Let's see what my temperature is right now. So hydraulic oil, I'm not even running but 113 degrees right now on hydraulic oil, which is nothing. Let's do this. See what I'm talking about? I've got the head curled all the way out. So to get that down, I'm going to have to go on out. Let's see where I'm at right here. Like I said, I mean, you can do it like this right here on a small piece. I'm all the way curled out right there. My boom geometry is pretty good right here. You know, if you were cutting something decent size, you could get away with it right here. Let me just cut the camera so I don't worry out and see what y'all are seeing. Hey, that's on it. So I just wanted to show you all that. And even when I cut the backup camera on, the lights don't kill the camera on the backup camera right there. So I'll cut the strobes on. You really don't see them a whole lot from in here. You can see them reflecting off the trees over there, and like off the boom up there, over here on this side. So yeah, we cut them back off. We just cut the cab lights off. That's just the boom lights. I may take and swap them out. I may order some something a little bit different to go on there. I'd like the boom lights to be a little bit stronger than they are. The cab stuff's good. I would like a little bit more light on the boom there. I may swap them out for something else. I just got done installing the rest of the lights on this thing. I put that bar on there the other night, and this one on the side kicking back out toward the ladder this way. I swapped out both of those up there. They're both LEDs now. And these are the ones that I installed today. That one up there on this side firing out to the right. And then these two on the back. So I ordered a Deutsch connector, a crimping tool, and some connectors and pins, male and female, both ends. So this machine had wires stubbed out. This is for the strobe right here, stubbed out, and had both connectors on it. And then that's for the extra cab lights. It was stubbed out to right there too. So I got the Deutsch connectors because I was like, heck, I'll just put pins in these things, crimp them on, put them in, and I'll just use the ends that are with them. That way to keep it really nice and clean. So these two antennas on the back, one of them is AM/FM radio antenna, and the other one is the telematics is communicating back to Hyundai and Taylor Construction Equipment. It's called HiMate is what it is. They can, if any faults come up on it or anything, it automatically communicates back to them. And it's a really cool thing. I can actually sign into it, look at my data on the machine, how much I've run, and just all that kind of stuff like that. It keeps up with everything. So everything ended up really nice and clean. I did have to make that angle iron bracket over there for that light that shines out that way, and bolted it to the plug on the top. See, this cab is made for all kinds of stuff. You can put a headache rack on top of it if you want to, which I won't do. And then it's got other pop ends on it there also for different stuff. So the strobe light bar that's on it was the one that actually was on my Kubota. When I bought it, I ordered that one. I can't even remember which one it is, but it's been on my Kubota for 5 years now. The problem with it was it had a cigarette lighter plug that plugged into the cigarette lighter on the Kubota, and as that plug-in was getting wet, it ruined the connection inside of it, and the strobe wouldn't come on anymore. But I felt like that it was just in that plug-in, and that was that. So I brought it in here. I cut the connector off of it today and hooked it up to a battery, and it still fired up and lit up. So I put the Deutsch connector, the pins on this, and shoved them in there, and then plugged it up so I can unplug it and plug it up. That one is magnetic up there. The cab is metal, and so it's stuck right up there. I like the low profile on it. So I'll repurpose it on the Hyundai and got it on it. It don't take but a second to do this kind of stuff, and this stuff can mean the difference between being really safe and jumping out there and making big money on an emergency job or at night, you know, after hours, or it can mean a difference between you working 30 minutes longer in the evening and finishing a job and getting completely done and not having to come back the next day. So what you spend on the lights. Now, I did get me a seatbelt dummy thing right here, because the seatbelt thing and alarming this thing will drive you nuts when you crank it up. It does not no more though. So we're going to get this thing going. So it has a switch here. You can turn on all the interior lights here on it. When you kick that on, it turns on all this stuff where you can see what's going on in here. It turns on the stuff over here on the HVAC if you've got that powered up. Plus it's got a dome light up here too in the top of it. So of course the strobe is sitting right up there. So see, you've got a strobe button, and then you've got a cab light button, and then you've got a boom light button. That is that right there. So you can split them up however you want. So if you don't want the strobes on, you can keep it off, or if you want just the cab lights on, or if you want just the boom lights on. But the way it is now, I actually have an entire halo of light all the way around this machine now, that where you can see. We'll just cut it all along. We'll walk around it. Where you can see it with the lights on in the shop. You can't even see the strobe is so low profile, like right here where I'm at. You can't actually see the unit up there, but you can see the light flashing off of it. All right, now I'm gonna walk over here and turn the shop lights off. And I mean, you can see right behind it, to the right, over there. This side is lit over here. We'll crawl up on the ladder and all. Well, that strobe right there is no joke. I hate the plug messed up, but it's just not made for outdoor conditions like on a open cab machine like the Kubota. That thing is killer. So it's good to be back to able to repurpose that thing. So I think the machine now is complete. I put the Tiger Tough seat in here. I got one for the inside of the cab, for the Grammer seat. These things are money, man. If you have a seat on a machine or a piece of equipment, vinyl, cloth, it does not matter, and you want to protect it, you want to keep it out of the sun, I highly recommend getting one of these things. I opted to get the gray. The seat is actually black with like gray speckles all in it, but I went with the gray because the interior is gray, and that way if sun did fall out of it, it wouldn't heat the seat up. See, they got cutouts for the heated seat button right there for everything. Install in about 5 minutes. Like I said, Tiger Tough, Tiger Toughs. You can find them on Instagram. They are a kick butt company to deal with, man. I'm absolutely crazy about the machine. It's a lot more machine than what I thought it was going to be before I got it. So I really like the seat cover, and it's not going to be long. I'm going to have some more seat covers for some other stuff too. I never have been happy with the ones that's in my 3500. I'm definitely going to put some of them in my 5500 to protect those seats. And it on my Kubota Mini, it is money. And I try to stay ready all the time. Saws, try to keep fuel and everything, my big tank fuel in it. You know, because you get those opportunities, you don't get them often on those calls like that. And when you get the call, if you can jump up and you can be the first one there, or you say, yes sir, I'm gonna be there, or yes ma'am, I'm gonna be there. That's your ticket right there. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this thing off. We'll catch y'all later. Appreciate y'all watching. Later, taters.